Happy Wednesday, friends. I'm Michael Kovnat, and this is the Next Big Idea Daily. Quick masterclasses from the best new books written and read by the authors themselves. Don't forget to hit follow in your podcast app and sign up for our free newsletter using the link in the episode notes. Today, let's talk about strength. Now, when you think of weightlifters in the gym, you're probably picturing burly, sweaty dudes. Women in our culture are made to think that muscles are not for them. Women should be small and thin, they're told. But that's a harmful idea, harmful physically and mentally, says author Marie Chaker. After years covering health and wellness at the Wall Street Journal, Marie left journalism behind and at age 50 became a professionally ranked bodybuilder. In her new book, Lift, How Women Can Reclaim Their Physical Power and Transform Their Lives, she offers a powerful reframe of ambition, body image, and aging. Strength, Marie says, isn't about aesthetics, it's about freedom. Here she is to share her big ideas.
Hi, I'm Marie Chaker. I'm a veteran journalist and a former longtime reporter for the Wall Street Journal, where I covered health, wellness, and the evolving lives of women. Recently, I took a leap. I left journalism, became a professional bodybuilder, and I'm now competing as a pro at age 50. Today, I use my platform to challenge the way we think about strength, aging, and what's possible, especially for women. So I'm going to share with you 5 key insights from my new book, Lift, How Women Can Reclaim Their Physical Power and Transform Their Lives. Women were never meant to be thin. For most of human history, women weren't meant to be thin. They were meant to be strong. That was the takeaway for me from discovering the work of Alison Murray, an anthropology professor at the University of Victoria in Canada. While studying prehistoric human remains, she made a startling discovery about women's bodies. They were buff. When comparing prehistoric women to modern ones, Murray found their bone structure most closely resembled that of today's elite rowers, evidence of regular load-bearing activity and a sign that women played a major role in the development of agriculture. Our cultural obsession with skinniness is a fairly recent invention, born of fashion, patriarchy, and a post-war consumerism. It's a story that begins with greater access to food, late 19th century warnings about corpulence, the rise of dieting as a moral virtue, and the invention of the calorie, all of which paved the way for modern food restriction. It's time to dismantle the myth of the weaker sex and rewrite the story. Women's bodies were built for endurance, resilience, and longevity, and reclaiming that truth is the first step toward real strength. How women are stronger than men. The problem with most research on women's strength is we don't have much of it. One 2021 paper analyzing all the sports science research published in 6 journals between 2014 and 2020 found that of the 12.5 million total participants, only 1/3 were women. But the glimmers we do have suggest that women possess a unique kind of physical capacity. In many ways, we are tougher, able to outlast men. Yes, men tend to have bigger hearts and more upper body strength, but studies show that women can better withstand fatigue, performing at the same intensity for a longer period of time. A 2016 review of over 55 fatigue studies conducted between 1972 and 2015 found that on average, women outlasted men by 36% in endurance-based tasks. Then there's the unique story of female longevity. Across cultures and throughout time, women consistently outlive men by anywhere from 5 to 20%. The reasons aren't fully understood, but the pattern is clear. History offers clues, too. Evidence suggests women weren't just gatherers, they hunted, often in cooperative groups using a range of tools with remarkable skill. And men typically hunted either alone or with one other person, and with a single weapon. One of my favorite stories in the book deals with a Viking grave unearthed in Birka, Sweden, more than a century ago. It was assumed to belong to a male warrior, given its contents: armor, weapons, even gaming pieces used for strategic planning. But in 2017, DNA testing revealed the truth. The warrior was a woman, and likely a respected leader. What I love about that story is how clearly it shows the ease with which we view history through a male-forward lens. But the evidence tells a different story. In earlier times, women were seen and treated as the strong badasses we were. Muscle is medicine. Muscle isn't just about looking strong. It's about staying alive. More muscle is linked to better sleep, stronger bones, sharper brain function, and even a longer life. Yet we naturally lose it as we age. The good news, we can rebuild it, even in our later years. Strength training is no longer optional. It's really essential, especially for women. Take sleep. A study by Iowa State University found that participants who did 60 minutes of resistance training 3 times a week for a year slept longer and fell asleep faster than those who did cardio alone, or even a mix of cardio and strength. Resistance training also improves brain health, boosting memory, focus, and reaction time. It helps produce new brain cells in the hippocampus and releases irisin, a hormone that supports cognitive function. Exercise also protects against aging on a cellular level. It helps lengthen telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes that shorten with age, slowing the biological clock. For women, strength training is especially critical. During menopause, women can lose up to 20% of their bone density, increasing the risk of fractures and long-term decline. The pulling and pushing of strength training provides the stress bones need to rebuild and stay strong. In other words, when you build muscle, you're building bone too. Bottom line, muscle is one of the most powerful tools we have to fight aging, disease, and decline. You have to eat to lift. Building muscle takes more than movement. It takes nourishment. That means eating enough protein, calories, and doing it consistently to support recovery and growth. For women used to dieting or restriction, this can feel radical, eating more to become more. But the shift from scarcity to strength starts on the plate. The basics aren't really glamorous. It's about eating mostly whole foods and prepping meals in advance so you have ready access to carbs, protein, and fats when hunger strikes. Like many bodybuilders, I think in terms of macronutrients, roughly 50% carbs, 30% protein, and 20% fat. When I'm preparing for a competition, those ratios shift, but in general, that's my baseline. Protein is the macronutrient I prioritize most, and it's what people ask about most, too. It's essential for muscle growth, satiety, and bone health. And most women don't get enough. Social conditioning plays a role. We've been taught to order the salad, while protein-rich foods like steak have long been associated with masculinity. The U.S. Food and Nutrition Board recommends 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. But if you're lifting regularly and trying to build muscle, a better target is closer to 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. Not only does protein help rebuild tissue, it helps regulate hunger hormones like ghrelin and supports bone density. Some research suggests that women benefit from intakes around 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight to preserve bone mass and calcium retention as they age. So eating to build muscle isn't indulgent. It's really intentional and very powerful. Start lifting. Strength training doesn't require a gym, a trainer, or a perfect body. It just requires a willingness to begin. Whether you're picking up dumbbells at home or deadlifting at 65, lifting is a mindset shift. It's about seeing yourself as capable, powerful, and worth the effort. And once you start, you won't want to stop. So you don't need fancy equipment to begin. Mine is all used, purchased off of Craigslist. Start with body weight. If you've got a body, you've got a gym. From there, you can add bands, dumbbells, a barbell, or all of the above. So here are a few things I keep in the corner of my basement. Resistance bands. Inexpensive, portable, and surprisingly effective. A 2019 Brazilian study found they build strength just as well as machines or dumbbells. I keep mine near the TV and in my suitcase. They're perfect for targeting smaller muscle groups and great when you travel. Kettlebell. I only have one, but that's enough. The swinging motion gives a full body workout, especially for the posterior chain, your backside muscles. It's rhythmic, fun, and hits the core too. Barbells and dumbbells, the classics. These free weights recruit stabilizer muscles and challenge your whole body. Add a squat rack for safer, heavier lifts like squats and presses. Bench. A simple, adjustable bench opens up a range of movements. Incline presses, rows, and more. It's a small upgrade that makes a big difference.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Okay, everyone, you can get a copy of Lift using the link in the episode notes. That's our show for the day. If you got something out of it, please leave a rating or review in your podcast player so others can find it. And go to nextbigideaclub.com to find out about our hardback subscription club, where we send you the best new nonfiction books as selected by our curators Malcolm Gladwell, Adam Grant, Susan Cain, and Daniel Pink. Check it out at nextbigideaclub.com. I'm Michael Kovnat. I'll see you tomorrow.